Hi guys, today I have another Project Life video for you. This is for week 7 and I'm using a lot of the cards that came in that Grab Bag Scraptastic kit that I told you guys about before, and then I'm also using quite a bit of things for my stash. Here I'm just using one of the Heidi Swapp stamps, and I'm going to use the StazOn ink because the little sticker that I stuck on, it has a month on it, a day on it, but it has kind of a slick surface, so I wanted to use StazOn just in case it didn't stick well with the other ink. And so I just wrote big day on there. That was the day that I went to the doctor to get the procedure done, and it was just very nerve-wracking, so I thought it was a good time to use that sticker. Here I'm just going to use my regular ink, what is it called? It is the Memento Tuxedo Black, because it's just cardstock here, and I'm just adding an arrow on to point to the card of my foot waiting at the waiting room. So I'm gonna journal on that card talking about that, and then I flipped it over and I just was checking there real quick to see if that card was going to be seen on the other side, and it wasn't, so I wrote on both sides of this card. And so that one's done. And then I'm moving on to this one. I have a picture of some food that I got from Chipotle. So I remembered in this Amy Tan sticker sheet, I had a knife, fork, and a spoon sticker. And I've been really struggling to use those stickers in that sticker book. I don't know if it's just how the graphics look. I was having some problems. So I was glad to use this fork here. And I'm just going to add a little bit of washi tape to anchor it down, and it's just yellow, and it matches kind of the yellow that's in the other pages. And because that fork kind of melted into the background or blended into the background, I outlined it with my Sharpie marker just to give it a little more definition. And so here I'm going to put another card, and it's just going to say I love, and then I'm going to put stickers down that say Chipotle because I love Chipotle. I don't know if everybody has ever heard of Chipotle. I think they're probably across the U.S., but for anybody that's not in the U.S. That may not have Chipotle, it's kind of like a kind of Tex-Mex. You kind of make your own bowl with or burrito with rice and beans, and you get to pick your chicken or your meat or anything like that out, and it's just delicious. That's my favorite thing in the whole world. So that's why I wrote I love Chipotle. Here I'm going to be using some of the Tim Holtz stickers. I think I'm just going to use either one or two on the layout, and that's going to go on this yellow card here. And I'm going to use a Lawn Fawn stamp. I can't remember which alpha this is, but if you guys have any questions or you need to know what the alpha is, let me know in the comments and I can get back with you. So I'm just going to spell out gymnast, and the sticker I put there in the top left of the card says little, so it's going to say little gymnast on the card, and I'm just checking it out to make sure it's going to stamp okay before I actually do the stamping on the card so I don't ruin the card. And then once I stamp that down, it looks great. Gave it a thumbs up. I'm using some Stampin' Up, I think it's Bermuda Bay ink, and I'm going to journal on this card just about my daughter's new leotard that she has on in that picture. And I'm just outlining that little gymnast, or little sticker, just to pull it out a little more because I thought it was kind of blending in too much. So here I'm just going to look around and try to figure out some things I'm going to stick on the other cards. And I'm going to end up using this puffy sticker. I believe that's from Amy Tan. Oh, there's my kitty cat, Casey. She's saying hi. Hi! And there she goes. My cats always like to visit me when I scrapbook. Probably more so when I scrapbook than any other time. So you get to see them a lot. And I'm going to use some of this sequins that I got in the kit from the Scraptastic kit and from the grab bag. And I haven't really used this before. I think this is the first time, and I love the sequins. Some of the sequins are clear, and some of the other ones are kind of like a opaque pearlescent. Oh, and there's Denali. See, you get 2 kitty cat visits this layout. So I'm going to put the ones I'm not going to use away, and I'm going to glue those down a little bit later. So here I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do with some of the other cards, and I think I'm going to end up stamping something still on here. Maybe not. Maybe I thought against it. I did this layout a little bit ago, and I'm just now doing the voiceover, so I couldn't quite remember. So here I felt like this card was a little too blank, so I went in that Amy Tan sticker book again, and I found another little sticker with some arrows on it. And so I'm just holding my place, and I'm looking, and I'm not going to find anything else, so I'm going to go with those little arrows. And this is going to be pointing to the picture of my cat Denali sitting all crazy like in my lap on the bottom left. And then I wanted to also add in this little kitty cat from a stamp set that I had, and I ended up stamping this with my Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and then I colored it in with my Spectrum Noir colored pencils, and then used an ink blending solution, or like a blending solution, to blend the colors in, kind of like you do with Copics. I've tried to use Copics, and I do have a few, and I also have some Stampin' Up! Blendabilities, but I find that these color pencils, I don't know, they give me a lot, they're a lot easier for me. It's probably just because I haven't had a lot of practice with the Copics, and I'm sure if I do more Copic coloring it will get better, but you know, that's how that goes. And I just passed it up, but what I ended up doing with that stamp was, it's kind of a cheaper stamp and I had problems with it, so I ended up using a sander, a little like sand pad, to sand off to get a little more texture on the surface, and then I cleaned it off. And then what I learned, I can't remember who I learned it from, but I learned that if you use a little bit of Versamark ink and then stamp it in the color ink that you're going to use, it's going to make a much better image. So if you don't want to use like StazOn, because StazOn works really well too, this is a good trick for getting those not so great stamp sets to stamp really nicely, by putting that Versamark first and then putting the colored ink that you want. And here I just sped past because I didn't know if you guys wanted to see me coloring. If you guys are interested in watching me do any coloring with the colored pencils, let me know in the comments, and I will be willing to definitely do some videos on the coloring or include it in this. These types of videos. I'm just not sure what you guys would like to see, and I don't want to bore you if you don't want to see me coloring for 20 minutes. So here I'm just going to show you another tip. This is a brush marker that I have, and so when you cut these images really close, sometimes they leave kind of a white edge, and to get rid of that white edge you can take that brush marker and go around all the edges, and then it looks really, really clean. It looks like you cut it out really nicely, and that's a tip I learned from, I think, Creations with Christine. No, I can't remember who I meant that. I don't know. There's a couple different people I've actually watched that show me that I've seen that technique and on, but it's perfect because it really makes your cuts look a lot better. So now I'm just going to outline all the, or not outline, I'm sorry, journal on the card, and then I'm going to mess around with this a little bit more. I'm going to end up gluing those sequins down with some glue dots. Oh, I think I lost some sequins. I'm not sure where they went, so I'm finding some more sequins to put down. So I'm doing that real quick. And again, those are just from the Scraptastic kit. And then I usually just glue these down with glue dots. That seems to be the best adhesive. I think I've said this also on other videos, but just in case you are not just now subscribing, I like the glue dots better because they stick. I always seem to have problems. Any of the liquid glues that I use, they just seem to flick off. I think probably a glue gun would work really well too, because it's kind of a more of a rubbery consistency than like a crispy consistency like some of those glues, other glues have. So that might be a good option too if you guys have glue guns. Here I'm working on the right hand page now, or actually, no, yes, the right hand page. And so this one, I'm going to warn you up front, this one's going to actually get cut off at the end. I end up doing a little bit more to the page, but my camera stopped recording, and normally it beeps, but I didn't hear it beep this time, or it didn't beep, I'm not sure. So I apologize, but this is going to get cut off at the end, but you'll be able to see it in the pictures below. Or not the pictures below, but the pictures at the end. So here I'm just using, oh, that was my daughter waving. And I'm just using a label that I got from that Scraptastic kit, and it was a cut apart sheet. And so I cut that out, and it says, oh, what does it say? Hello, I think. And then I'm going to put week number 8, or 7, week number 7. And I'm going to try these black stickers, but they just look too tiny on here, so I'm going to end up pulling out some foam thickers. Same color, I'm going to use the black and use that instead, because these just looked really dinky on the card. They just look so tiny. So here I have my bigger foam thickers, and I'm going to use those for the week instead. And it's going to be week number 7. And then on that card, what I'm going to end up doing that you don't actually see because the camera cuts off is on the little tabs on the card, I'm going to stamp with a Heidi Swapp stamp some fun words on there. I can't remember what the words are anymore, but just use that roller date stamp because I didn't like how they were blank. I felt like it needed to be filled in. And then I'm going to use this little card here. That's another one of the cut apart sheets from that set, or from the Scraptastic kit, and it says ta-da. I'm putting together a process video on that top right hand picture. So I'm just saying, ta-da, it's done. And I apologize if you can hear my doggy barking, but hopefully he will stop and not continue to bark. And so I just took that cork chevron, and I ended up not liking the cork color, and I wanted it to be black because I think there's a lot of black in the layout and I want to tie that color in. So I just colored over the cork. The cork colors up really, really nicely. I just used one of my Faber-Castell brush markers. And then I added a little tab at the top of that picture. You just saw me. And then here I'm using one of the paper clips that came in the Scraptastic kit, and it has an and symbol. And those are my two kitty cats, Cody and Denali. And so I'm going to write Denali and Cody on the picture with these little word stickers that I have in my stash. And I think I said this in the last video, but please, if you guys have any suggestions on how you want to see these layouts, if you want to see, instead of see all the page on the left-hand side and me working on one card on the right, you guys would rather see the card that I'm working on bigger, I can zoom in. If you like the way it looks now, let me know that. Just kind of give me your feedback. I think I would probably like it better if I zoom in on each card, but doing it this way is just a little bit easier to make sure I'm in the frame. But I want to know what you guys like. Let me know what works best for you, what you think is the best view. Maybe this is a good view, but you want me to show a close-up of each of the cards when I'm done. Let me know if that's something you'd like to do or you'd like me to do. So whatever seems to work the best, I just want to hear from you guys, and I'll do whatever the majority wants. That's what I'll end up doing. So that card's done, and I think it's just about ready to cut out on me. So while I'm putting these sequins down, I just want to say thank you guys so much. I've had a couple new subscribers since I've been putting up these Project Life videos. So if you guys have any comments, please let me know. If you have not already subscribed, please do so. And if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.